Hello there. Today I would like to discuss this problem, which I believe is similar to a past PSLE math question. Okay, but before I proceed to answer the question, I would like to clarify that the answer that the solution that I'm going to offer here is different from the answers that you get from most of the sites that you can find in the internet, right? I find that their solution may be shorter but a little bit less intuitive. So what I'm going to do is something which is a bit longer maybe, but I think is more intuitive and easier to understand. Okay, so let's read the question together. Ray and Finn use $70 each. Right? That means they use the same amount of money to buy some egg tarts. Ray had a 30% discount and bought 15 more egg tarts than Finn. A, how many tarts did Ray buy? And second, what is the cost of each egg before discount? Right, so this is how I'm going to answer the question. So let's consider uh, what is the total cost of egg tarts. Right, total cost of egg tarts, of course, will be the number of tarts multiplied by the price per tart. Right, so if I were to simplify this, I say capital C is equal to N multiplied by. Right. So in this question, both of them actually use the same amount of money. In other words, this cost for Ray and Finn will be the same. So if I were to take the ratio of Ray to Finn in terms of cost, it will be 1:1 for cost. But if I were to take the ratio for the price per item for Ray and Finn, right? Because Ray has got the 30% discount, right? It will be 0.7 is to 1. How do I get 0.7? Is because 30% discount. So 100% minus 30% will be 70%. And 70% is of course 70 over 100. And that is 0.7. Right? 1 for Finn because he didn't get any discount. All right. So this is in terms of price per item. Now, in this particular case, both of them actually use the same amount of money. In other words, the C remains the same for both. So in order to get the same C, right, the number of items for Ray must now be increased, right? Because the price is now 0.7 of the original, right? So the number of items cannot remain the same. It must be 1 over 0.7. Right? Then and only then will you get the same C back because C is actually N times P. So in order to get the same C, the N must be divided by 0.7 so that when you multiply that to the reduced P, right, you will get the same number as before. So this 0.7 is below and one on top, you can actually cancel each other and get the same NP. Right? So let me erase this. This is in the way. So if you were to take the ratio of Ray to Finn in terms of the, the number of items, it will be 1 divided by 0.7 as shown here is to 1. This is in terms of the number of items of number of tarts. Okay, so now let's work on this last ratio because that is what is going to help us in answering the question. So 1 over 0.7 is to 1. This is ray, this is speed. So we can manipulate this, right? If you multiply 0.7 to both sides, you will get 1 is to 0.7. And to make it even easier, I'll multiply by 10 to get 10 is to 7. Right? So you can see that Ray has got the 10 units versus Fin 7 units. So what is the difference? The difference is 3 units. So 10 units minus 7 units. This is equal to 15 tarts. Right? So 3 units is equal to 15, which means 1 unit is equal to 15 divided by 3, which is equal to 5. Right? So how many tarts did Ray buy? Ray bought 10 units, so 10 units will be equal to 50. 10 multiplied by 5 equal to 50. Right? So that's the first answer for part A. What is the cost of each egg tart before discount? So before discount, let's use a different color. Before discount, let's focus on Fin. Right? How many units did Fin bought? 7 units. So 7 units is equal to 7 multiplied by 5. So actually he bought 35 tarts. And what is the cost? The cost is $70. So 70 divided by 35 is equal to $2. Right? So that's the answer for part B. I end this video, I would like to make one last point. All right, so this particular question is actually very similar to a speed problem in which the distance of the problem doesn't change while the speed changes. All right, I'll explain what I mean. So let's compare the two formulas. Cost is equal to number of items multiplied by the price per item or price for one item. Now, what is the formula for speed? Usually, one of the way to write it is in terms of distance. Distance is equal to time multiplied by speed. Right? Now, these two formulas are actually very, very similar. Let's take a look at speed. What is speed? Speed is equal to distance per unit time. Isn't it similar to price per item? And what is time? Time is actually number of whatever time you need. It can be hours, it can be minutes, it can be seconds, right? Depending on the particular question. Isn't it similar to number of items? Right? So if you ever encounter a problem involving speed in which the distance remain the same, then you can actually use the same method that I use here because it is the same as having the cost remaining the same while this price per item changing. Because in this particular case, the price per item changes because of the discount. If you understood how to answer this question, I would suggest very strongly that you go to the link given below. Right, go to this page and try a few of these problems. Right, choose a different set of numbers and do it until you feel very sure that you can solve this problem all on your own. All right, it will do you a lot of good. It will boost your confidence too. Okay, so thank you for listening. Have fun.